As a short definition, we can say that a Boolean data type defines only two possible values, true and false. The name comes from George Boole. He was a 19th century English mathematician and philosopher. But enough with the history, let's get back to Python. You can think of these two values like being equivalent to 1 and 0. In Python, true is written with a capital T and false with a capital F, so remember that. We have already seen true and false in some examples from previous lectures, so they are not completely new for you. Basically, they are used to test if an expression is true or false, and can be further used in conditional or loop structures, as we will see later in the course. So, let's evaluate some expressions and see what Python tells us about them. So, first let's evaluate 1 equals 1. This is true. 1 equals 2 evaluates to false. Let's also compare some strings, so Python equals Python. This is true. What about Python equals Python with a capital P? Well, this is false. Okay, let's compare true is less than or equal to 4. This is also true. Okay, you get the idea. So these were some basic evaluations. Now, there are three main Boolean operations that use the following operators. The first operator is AND. The second operator is OR. And the third operator is NOT. AND means that both operands should be true in order to get the expression evaluated as true. So, let's see this in practice. Let's do an AND operation between two true expressions. So, 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 2. These are both true, so the final result is also true. You can skip the parentheses, I just use them for better readability. When doing an AND between two false expressions, the result will be false. So let's test this. Let's say 1 equals 2 and 2 equals 3. Both expressions being false, the final result is also false. The third case, when one expression is true and the other expression is false, will also result in false. So, let's say the first expression is true and the second expression is false. So, in this case, the overall result is false as well. The conclusion here is that when using the AND operator, if both expressions are true, the result will be true. If at least one expression is false, then the result will be false as well. Now let's study the OR operator. OR means that if at least one of the expressions evaluates to true, then the final result is true. If they are both false, then the final result will be false as well. So when using OR, it is enough if only one expression is true in order to have true as the final result. So let's see this in practice. Let's use 1 equals 1 or 2 equals 2. So both expressions are true. The final result is true. Now let's use one expression which is true and one which is false. So in this case, the overall result will be true as well because, as I said, OR needs at least one of the expressions to be true. Now, if both expressions are false, the final result, as expected, will be false. Finally, using the NOT operator means denying an expression. If that expression is true, then denying it will result in false, right? And vice versa, of course. So let's verify this. NOT 1 equals 1, which is a true expression, will result in false. And if we negate a false expression, so NOT 1 equals 2, this will result in true. Okay, one more thing to keep in mind here. Some Python values always evaluate to false. These values are the following. The none value, 0 as an integer, 0.0 as a floating point number, 0 and a capital L as a long number, 0j as a complex number. Then we have the empty string, the empty list. These are structures that we're going to talk about later in the course. Empty tuple and empty dictionary. These will all evaluate to false. Okay, now Python provides the bool function to help us evaluate values and expressions. So let's use it to check the always false values. So bool, open and close parentheses, and check the none value, and we get false. Let's also check bool of 0, also false. Bool of 0.0, which is also false. Okay, you get the idea. All other values in Python are considered true. So let's do a bool of 1 is true. Bool of 22.2 is true. Bool of Cisco is true. Bool of empty string is false. Okay, so I think this is pretty intuitive. Booleans and logical operators are very useful in Python, and we will see that in the control flow section of this course. Next, we will study list concepts and operations, which are a core topic in Python.